My name is DKusz, and my partner is Timothy Badger, and our volcano was the LCA Gordon volcano. So what are volcanoes? A volcano can take the form of either a mountain or a hill. However, this is not any ordinary landform. This is a large landmass. It will have either a crater or a vent through which lava, rock fragments, hot gases, and ash are spewed out. Volcanoes erupt because of built-up pressures caused by gases in the earth. Once erupted, they release those toxic gases and deadly substances. Effects of volcanic eruptions. Volcanoes have many effects on the environment around them. They release bad gases and massive clouds of gas, which can make the air quality terrible. Once the ash is done circulating in the air, it rests like blankets on the land, which may seem bad in the short term, but can actually give rich nutrients to the soil. Lava from the volcano can create lava flows, which melts away everything and can destroy houses and roads. If the volcano erupts near the ocean or another body of water, the lava from the eruption can actually harden in that water, thereby expanding the land into the ocean and creating good volcanic soil on that new land. So as you can see, even though I could not list them all here, there are many good and bad effects of volcanic eruptions. So what are tectonic plates? Tectonic plates are giant plates in the Earth's crust and upper mantle that are moving and bumping into one another. The contact of these plates can create earthquakes, volcanoes, oceanic trenches, and even build mountains. Most volcanoes are formed at tectonic plate boundaries. Divergent and convergent plate boundaries are most likely to produce volcanic activity. At divergent boundaries, magma is moved from the mantle to this boundary. At convergent boundaries, pressure and temperature increase due to subduction, which is when one plate slides under another. So what is LCA Gordon volcano? It is a volcano located in southern Iceland. It is about 80,000 years old. The name can be translated to the island's mountain glacier. It is a stratovolcano standing at a very high 1,651 meters high. It has a massive crater at a diameter of around 3 to 4 kilometers. The history of this volcano. It has erupted a few times in the past 1,000 to 1,100 years. Once in 920, another in 1620, and lastly 1821 to 1823. In the 1820s eruptions, it caused a glacial lake to burst and at one point had erupted for about 14 months straight. In the most recent eruptions in 2010, it had erupted 3 times, in March, then April, and May, then in June for the final eruption. When was the most recent eruption and why did it erupt? The most recent eruptions were in March, April, May, and then in June. Its magnitude was rated a 2 on the VEI scale, Volcanic Explosivity Index. However, this may seem small because some of the largest eruptions are rated at the VEI of 8. The volcano erupted in 2010. The first eruptions were isolated on the northeast side. Later, a 500-meter-long fissure opened in the Fimmvörðuháls Pass to the west of the ice-covered summit of the volcano. Lava fountains erupted, magma flowed, which quickly built several hills of bubble-filled lava rocks, also called scoria, along the vent. A lava flow spread northeast, spilling into the Hraunagil Gully. It consisted of numerous eruptions over this 4-month period, with tons of ash being carried across to Europe and anywhere else the wind took it. So what effects did the eruption of LCA Gordon have locally? In 2010, the eruption had many effects to property people, although not fatally because they were relocated, and Iceland's environment. The air quality was terrible due to an overwhelming amount of ash. Much damage was done to homes and crops, and ash poisoned some farm animals. Lastly, even some roads were damaged. Air travel around Iceland was impossible, and shipping companies could not transport goods by air. Okay, what effects did the eruption of the volcano have globally? In 2010, the eruption was so large that very substantial disruption to air traffic across Europe occurred. It forced thousands of flights to be canceled across Europe and Iceland. So this is Iceland up here, and then this is Europe where a lot of the flights were being canceled. The eruption was so big that it helped reduce the amount of solar radiation reaching the Earth's surface, lowering temperatures in the troposphere, and changing atmospheric circulation patterns. All the ash being dissolved in the ocean caused a plankton bloom in the North Atlantic, greatly increasing the biological activity in that area. There are many more good and bad benefits that this eruption had on a global scale. Conclusion. During this presentation, we have learned about volcanoes, how they work, tectonic plates, and even an example of a massive volcanic eruption. Even though the locals were relocated and none of them were killed, the eruption of Eyjafjallajökull caused much damage to Iceland itself and even most of Europe. Since the eruption, researchers and airlines have figured out a way to build ash-proof airplanes to deal with the difficult ashy skies. The eruption was a very large and dangerous one, but now this eruption can help us better prepare for ones in the future. And here are some of my sources. And that's it.